Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is having a good evening. It is Quaros here. We are going to be doing some Heroines Battle practice with the promo Nami leader. And when I do practice, personally, I go into the sim, and if you just roll up into a lot of these lobbies, they're often going to quit right out on you. Like, to me, it happens at least half the time, and that's really frustrating. And so you could host your own game and then people know what they're getting into, but then you get a bunch of people running Red Law and UP Sanji who are not going to be people you face in Heroines Battle. So instead, we're going to enter a lobby description here. We're going to say Heroines Battle Practice, and that should hopefully weed out a lot of the people. Some people don't read this and they'll join up anyway, but it's usually fine. So we're just gonna roll with it and see what happens. And yep, okay, there we go. Already, that's not a heroine. Cancel the match. And then thankfully, when you go back in, this is already filled out, so it should be good to just roll up again. We'll see if we can get an actual match in tonight. Oi, be a little embarrassing if we couldn't. But I've been on this deck for quite a while. Usually this is good. Okay, here we go. This is a pretty cursed matchup. They're going second, so we are going to try and hard look for Boodles and for, 3,000 Worlds Nojiko are good, but we don't really have like anything to play turn one. And that's not great. So I'm gonna mulligan this. I want Apis also not great, but at least we have a Boodle and we've got a Nojiko. So I'm gonna, say mulligan was probably the correct choice there, or at least we ended up with a better hand. And they are looking like they're gonna probably do this next turn. So they're probably gonna go 8k plus 2 plus banish for a 10k banish swing. And we're gonna get around that by just playing a Boodle. And we could keep one up for a counter event, or we could try and get a cheeky life hit here. Yep. And get it, of course, first card mill is a U. Not great, but it happens. Okay, so they're actually looks like they're gonna be throwing out the 5 cost Yamato, maybe. No, Kiku. Okay, and then just 5k. And so we will we're just gonna 2k out of that. Yeah, that's no big deal. Because this turn we can peel off, and then I really want to play the Nami here, but it might actually be correct to Nojiko and just get him off our face. I think it's probably wrong because we've got the Gavel that we can leave the Dawn up for, and we've got Boodle, so if they do a big banish swing, we can block it. If, they do Kikanojo, it's fine. As long as we keep that Dawn up, and we can easily just pitch Hanger for it. But yeah, so there's that. We could 2k that. Or we could Gavel and pitch Hanger. We've got more velocity with Sanji's peel out, so I'm totally okay going up and just getting more velocity. We mill a Boodle, and I'm a Gooner. But yep, there we go. There's that. And then, yep, there's the Banish. And we just block it. And Milanami. Okay. So now we can do some decent defense here. So Kiku does not have a good on play, so does not have any on play, so that's a great Nojiko target. And then we can also 3,000 Worlds the Yamato because it's got the nasty on KO and the nasty on play. So just buy us a little bit more time, which I think in this matchup is good. This leader wants to win quickly, and the longer we're allowed to do our thing, the better. So we're going to go ahead, bottom deck that. Bounce that, and then let's get a rubber band. We'll set it up. You draws us those. And there we go. And now if they try and swing Ezo, or, yep, we can Rubber Band of Doom to save it. We mill another Rubber Band. Okay, if we 2K here, then they can't do a double attack on us. Or I guess they could Momonosuke Rush. That would beat us. But I think that's fine. So I'm willing to do that. Again, we still have Velocity with Sanji's Pilaf. So I'm not too worried about going this low in hand. Yep, there's another Banish Swing. Okay. But that means they're not hitting Nami, which I'm fine with. Yeah, okay. Pitched a Hanger and a Gavel with that. Would have been nice to see those, but, you know, what can you do? Then, yep, replay that out, and Blocker. Okay, not like that blocker does a whole lot of good for them, because we can go 1k at 1k. Take that 3,000 worlds. And yeah, this is probably fine. Then we can swing at the 2k. Yep, they block it. Then Sanji's peel off, get some velocity. There's another Nami. Now I am no longer concerned about this because we can Rubber Band of Doom again. And now we can bottom deck that. And so, like, Yamato only having done 2 damage to us by turn 5, that's really, really good. Okay, yeah. It's wised up to the Rubber Band, so it does look like we gotta let that go. But that's fine. Yeah, sack it. Then, yep, double attack. We're still probably, no, we want to keep that as pitch fodder probably. So we do that. No real point in the trigger. It's better to just have the card in hand. And there we go. Yeah. So now we can, if we need to dig for something, we can Apis and sack those. Yep. Okay, we whiff the Nami search. Let's get you, Kaya, Nojiko, I guess. Then we'll peel off, see what we get. We can Kaya, pitch the Gooners. We don't really need Zeph in this matchup. So I think we just hold up a good amount for counter, and then we let it ride, probably. I mean, we could slap a couple on, see if we can mill another one. Just hope they don't get a trigger. Of course, we mill a peel off. That just seems to be the theme of this right now, is whenever we manage to land that life hit, it's always hitting something we really would rather keep. Yep, there's the 9k swing. We will Gavel, Trash, Gunner and Kaya, that's rough. Then Rubber Band, Trash, another Rubber Band, that's fine. Then, okay, so their next hit, if they decide to go all in, let's see, was that the, yeah, that was the Rustodon. So they've already done that. So they can go 10k next, which means we would need a 2k out of life to not die. It is far safer for us then to just gavel out, as, you know, frustrating as it is, and we just have to hope we find some velocity. I'm not sure we'll have it, especially since they're taking out Nami there. But, you know, that's sometimes what this matchup is like, because you have to play so defensive. And yeah, that's not going to get us there. That's, we can bounce that back to hand and trash those, but, you know, if we do this, we just draw 2 and then we immediately pitch them. So, yeah, it is pretty much GG. Yep, that's just, you know, a really, really rough matchup. Hopefully we can get some of the ones that you're more likely to see at Heroines, because I did actually run into a green-yellow Yamato at my first Heroines battle, but that was the only one there out of the 27 people who showed up. So I'm thinking it's still not that popular a leader, and I want to get in some other practice with Boa especially, and Nami especially, because those are the really popular ones. Pudding, not super popular. I don't know this matchup super well. I'm going to just go second, and this is awful. So we're going to mulligan that, and we've got some stuff we can do. Yeah, I don't know which curve Pudding actually wants. I would assume I know they've got the 8 cost category, which is, obviously a going second thing, but they can cheat it out too. So not really sure what's the technically correct one. So probably not going to need both Zephs, especially with how many blockers they're going to have. So we'll just nix a Zeph, draw 2 cards, end the turn. Yeah, she does that. We've got a good play next turn, so we might as well 2k out. They don't have triggers in life. That's good for us if we ever do get that. That's the one that play it to 1. That's cost 3 or greater, cost less number of 9 your opponent has. So they'll be able to do a 4. That's not a thing to worry about here. So we'll kind of pitch the Gooners, Sanji's Pilaf, and pass. I think this is unlikely to hit us this turn, so I'm not too worried about it again. See, they've got the Bonkle. That's not gonna... Oh, they trash our Kaya. We could bounce... Let's see. We could bounce the Katakuri just to make them replay it. Bonkle's not scary at all. Smoothie will, is not good to do that. So, honestly, Nojiko might not be a bad idea to pitch here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, we've got Nami. We can go Kaya. Okay, yeah, so bottom... Do we want to bottom deck their cheat card? I don't think that's correct. I think we end up trashing 3,000 Worlds. We probably trash Hanger. And then, do we care if we get this? I don't think we care if they draw that, so I'm going to go ahead and try and hit them for 7. Millaboodle, that's fine. Hoping they don't have another Smoothie. Yep, we're going to start taking a couple of these just because we want some more cards in our hand. Yeah, having that used really, really nice. Okay. Now that they're committing more, we can try... I don't know. I think I want to 2k out of that one just because it's so convenient. Yep, okay. There's that. And, okay, yeah, they're putting Nami in life. That's not where we want Nami to be, of course. They don't have blocker yet, so we can go ahead and hit the Smoothie. But let's save that for later. First, we're probably not going to get a Zeph through, so we don't need this Zeph. So we can pitch that with you. Draw our cards. We have the other Zeph. I thought I cut that to 1. I might have to go into the deck list and edit that. Then we can bring Kaya back. Trash cards from deck. It is a Nami and a Kaya. That's not great. And then go 5 at 3. Huh. I was sure that they were going to protect it with 6 cards in hand. Normally, you do want to maintain as wide a board as you can. Let's see. We can counter out of this one. We're not going to be countering out of that probably. I think it's fine to just... So this is going to swing 6 at us if they don't attach Don. I'm prepared to take 3 hits this turn, so I'm just going to go ahead and rubber band it. Boodle. Yep. Nojiko. Another 5. Let's see. So they didn't attach Don. I'm going to go ahead and just 1k that. There's the 8. Now we've got Boodle, so that's nice. I was sure that they would have a blocker to play now. Okay, yep, there he is. There's the blocker. Huh. And they're... Yep, we'll take that. We've got 2 blockers now, so we've got plenty of stuff to... Yep, they're cracking. They're cheater. So I'm surprised they didn't crack that sooner. Because then they wouldn't have had to play over their Bonkle. Okay. They've got the blocker, so we're not getting Zeph through. We can probably... Yeah, we can live next turn. We're going to ditch. I don't think we need a second Zeph. That's probably too greedy. We'll ditch a Nojiko. Zeph. Play Kaya. They don't really have anything for us to bottom deck. Then pitch a rubber band. And then we can pass. They've got a lot of swings this turn. I think this is also maybe just not a favored matchup because they have so many high-cost things that are hard for us to bounce. They don't really play stuff in the 5 and under range. So yeah, 5k. We're gonna take that one. Oh, that's really funny. Okay, yep. Millipilov, of course. Another one. That. Milanojiko, that's fine. Then we've got a 9 coming in. This is going to give us 1k. So then they're going to have a bunch more swings that are going to be tougher than this, but we can't afford to play 2 Gavels. Yeah, we can only get out of 2 of these swings. Or 1 of these swings, actually. Yep. Gavel. No card to trash. That's game. Yep, unfortunate. I think I might have played that one a bit differently. I didn't realize like how high cost their stuff was. So again, that's why we practice. Now we just wait for our next match. Okay, Koala. This one is pretty good for us because their once per turn thing never activates. Let's see. They're going second. We're going first. We have fodder for Kaya, so we'll just keep that. Draw our Don. Pitch that. I think we'll pitch 3,000 Worlds. I don't think Koala has a lot of dangerous on plays, so Nojiko is going to be the better card. Let's see, what are they searching? Hack, yeah. Okay, yeah, just the big boy. They're big vanilla guy. Okay. Then here, let's see. We can trash probably the Nojiko, or we could just Sanji's Pilaf. I think that's fine. They only have one swing. I think they're almost certainly not going to swing in with this koala. I'd be very surprised if they do. Yeah, we'll 1K that. What do they end up trashing? Yeah, 4 costs. Okay, yep, there's hack. Again, not too big of a deal. Let's see. So we could try and run a Zeph angle. It's not great. If we found the 3-cost Zeph, I might try it, but for now, I think it's going to be this. Probably pitch and Apis. Draw 2. Then could pitch a hanger. Draw 2 more. We don't have a counter event, so I think we just do that. Okay, there's the 3-cost Zeph. So that is an option for us now, if we want to try and get some cheeky Zeph hits in. Yep. Oh, yeah. Trash 2 cards from hand. Annoying. We'll trash and one of those. Forgot they have this now. Yeah, we'll just take that hit. See if they swing in with hack. Okay, they are going to swing in with hack. I am gonna 1 counter that one. Then let's do this. Bounce our Kaya back. Trash some cards. Yeah. That's Zeph. Then we can try swinging at this hack. They're probably going to counter. Oh, yeah, I forgot this is blocker 2. Reading the cards explains the cards, turns out. Then let's see. Let's do this. Keep our hand size relatively low. That's a little late to be seeing a Nami, but, you know, what can you do sometimes? There's Waxing Fist. Let's see, trashing more 2Ks. That's good for us, because it means they're more likely to use blocker or events to try and get out of a Zeph hit, which turns this Zeph on. That's not a blocker, so I'm fine with them playing that. Yeah, we'll Nami. Then are they going to keep their blockers up? Okay, no. They are going to go 7. Yeah, 7 I'll take. Okay, now we can do that. Okay, how cheeky do we want to be with this? Because maximum cheek would be doing just a single Don commitment. I kind of like that, because then we've got 5 Don to play out more stuff to draw things. Yeah, we've got 6, so we have you on the table. So if we were to do this, probably pitch a Boodle. Draw that. Okay. We can Nojiko this. That'd be really funny. Yeah, let's do that. Just cheekily do that. Okay, yeah, they are just going to counter out of hand. It's fine. Then... Oh my god, I forgot. The costs are increased. Oh no! I guess we're bouncing a Searcher. Oi, that is... We should have played... It should have been either a Boodle or a U. I'm so dumb. Again, this is why we practice. You want to do that on the sim and not in paper. Yep. Okay, they drew another Nico Robin. Play another Nico Robin. Yep. Oh, we're going to trash 3,000 World and... yeah, Rubber Band. Now we have very little counter. They have 4 swings. They can't really go for it. Okay, they're going for Zeph. Yeah, Zeph's not worth defending in this scenario, unfortunately. I screwed up. If I had a Boodle like that, it would have been a very, very different story. But this is not that world. This we are just going to 1k out of. See if we can take this to turn 6, maybe. Gavel. Let's see, what do we want to put back to hand? 4 or less. Yeah, none of their boards, so we just want to keep that for counter. Okay. Let's do that. Pitch that. Draw. Do that. Pitch hanger. Pitch. It's probably right to pitch a gavel because if we double Boodle, then having 2 gavels doesn't make sense. Because we need 1 card for this to activate, and then this can just be on its own. I think we're probably cooked still, but yeah, I think if I hadn't played this Nojiko and I had played something smarter, would have been a quite a different game. Yeah, let's go ahead and take counters where we can get them. We'll block that one. Mill another Boodle. That one will take. 7. Okay, then yeah, we're cooked. This one's cooked, unfortunately. But hey, we'll get as far as we can. 13. 12. Lose. GG. And let's see if we can rematch that one. Oh, nope, they quit. If I make, like, obvious mistakes like that, I try and ask for a rematch. If they don't immediately disconnect, because I want to play, see what happens if I play well. Okay, here's another one. Let's try going first this time. We're going to, again, mulligan hard for defense. We don't find defense. We don't find any turn 1, actually. That's spice. What is that? What is that doing there? I'm confused. Okay, they go low enough hand to hand that there is a Zeph angle, actually. They've got a blocker. What if we just... no, well, we're going to Apis. We're going to use that. We're going to ditch that. We're going to ditch this. And we want... let's see. We want to keep these ones, I think. So I think we just want to get a peel off. And then... see if we can get that blocker out of there. Okay, mill Boodle, that's fine. I just don't understand this. Like, it's a brick too. Like, what's going on here, man? Oh my god! There's another one! Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we never had any defense for this in the first place, so at least we got a draw trigger. We milled Gunnar. That's great. Now let's see. We've got 7. Um, okay. So if I do Zeph, I can get one of those back to hand. But I want to keep one up for Gavel in case they try to banish something. So I think, yeah, the correct move is going to be Kaya. We're gonna mill 3,000 worlds and in a Nojiko, unfortunately. Then we're just gonna peel off. And there's a Nami. I don't think we can do it though. Like it's too risky to take a banish hit right now. I don't get it, man. What are these doing? What? Okay, this is a meme. This person is memeing. Yeah, they're swinging a. We're gonna gavel. Yeah. Goodbye, Zeph. It was a nice thought. I forgot to edit my deck. Realizing that now that I've been saying Zeph a bunch, that I needed to go and do that, and I just didn't. Okay, deploy Nami. Draw some. Kaya. Pitch a hanger. I guess if they're not going to play anything threatening at these cost levels, then we pitch a Nojiko. And then we set up defense. They only have 1 swing. Like, they're not going to attach 4 Dawn here. I do think that at this point, this is just a meme deck. So I'm not super worried about the outcome of this game. I guess it's still decent enough practice. But yeah. That's how it be. What is the number of... What? Okay, yellow EBO4 is not something that we're going to see, so this is... not, like, a real thing. Yeah, we are going to block that, though. Mill, sorry, I'm dead. Then... Let's see, we definitely need another Boodle, so we'll probably pitch Rubber Band, draw some, get some Peel Off, deploy a Nami, deploy a Boodle. Yep, that's another blocker. I don't know how this deck wins. Is it just punch face while having chump blockers? Like, is that the idea? Because that's not a good idea. This person's not getting a rematch. I want to play against real decks. Okay. Okay. That's a 3,000 worlds victim. Yeah, 10. That's getting blocked. Hi, honey. I am on camera.
Ew.
I'm recording a video.
Am I gonna be in it?
Yeah, you're going to be in it now. Say hi to the people.
How are you on the phone?
No, I'm talking for the video.
Do you want to do dinner with my parents on Friday night?
Sure. I forgot to bounce. I was focusing on dinner with the in-laws and not on bouncing cards. Oh well. Let's grab... No? I can't just edit out without editing out the gameplay. I'll edit I'll edit out this game. Okay, so this is the non-banished deck. We're going to win next turn. So I'm fine to take this. We don't... Yeah, we'll grab that. And then we will bounce that back. Gotta love the Gunnar trigger. Oh, he's going for it with the 1K Beijing. Yep, okay, there's the concession. Okay, back to main menu. Let's go into that deck editor. Load that up. Because I cut one of these, and I ended up adding back in the 4th Nojiko. Or, no, I think, no, I added back in the 4th 3000 Worlds, actually. 3. Yeah. Reduce the whiff chance. Okay. Oh, and now that we went in the deck editor, we have to retype. Heroines Battle. Practice. Okay. Fingers crossed. Nami or Boa. Nami or Boa. Okay, Bonnie also good. That's also a popular leader. Bonnie typically wants to go first, I believe, so we're just going to take that. This isn't bad. Yeah, we've got Kaya. We've got fodder for Kaya. We'll keep it. Build that. They usually have so much blocker, and they've got, like, a lot of resting stuff, so Zeph's not the play. Yep, they're going to do their search. They're going to search for the other searcher. That's totally fine with me. We want to attack before. It doesn't matter since they didn't have a Donna, but typically you want to attack before you play out your Nami. Otherwise, they rest the Nami and just immediately kill it. Then we could pre-play the Boodle. I think it's probably correct to pre-play the Boodle. Even if they can, like, rest it, it's better than, like, the alternatives. Okay, yep, there's Blocker Bonnie. Six lead, we take. Do that. We'll grab. Let's see. We don't really need this. This is good fodder for other things. Then we'll set it up like that at the bottom. And this lets us, we can bottom deck their Bonnie, which is really, really nice. Yep. Oh, okay. That's wrong. That was wrong. You want to rest the boodle. Because now I've got free reign to peel off. And then I can hanger away the goner. If they swing Kid and Killer at hanger, we let it go. If they swing at Nami, we keep it. Okay, we're definitely bottom decking Cav. Like, there is no way we can let that stay on the field. Oh, they're doing that at life. That one we will just hanger. Or not, yeah, hanger out of. And then this, we'll see where that one goes. Life. Yeah, we'll hanger out of that one as well. It's fine to just stay healthy against this deck. They're so slow typically that you can just do kind of whatever the fuck you want. Like this is probably the easiest matchup we have if I'm being real. Oof, I guess we want Apis to Zeph. Oh yeah, they sacked the Kid and Killer. Interesting. Okay, there. Now they've realized, oh, I have to rest this boodle. Still, bottom deck Cav. We can't reasonably defend Nami unless we get something like crazy. Through like hangering away a gavel, which I do not want to do. Because if we did that, then we could rubber band, and whatever we get to get out of a 5k swing. But if they attach even like a single Don, that becomes a lot more risky. So I think it's instead correct just to peel off. We already know they're going to try and kill Nami, most likely. So no real point in leaving Don up when that's probably the only swing they have. They could Hody Jones this turn, in which case they would just rest our Don anyway. So again, just doesn't really matter. We're fine not leaving any Don up and just drawing as much as possible. Yeah, I don't know if this person thinks that they're cooked, but they're decently cooked already, just considering that they have no board state. They've only taken one life from us. We have a lot of things on board in general. Oh, they're resting the Kaya. Okay, big deal. And we're at 27, which isn't like amazing by turn 4, but it's decent. And yeah, like we never would have defended this, so no point in leaving the Don up. Okay, and excellent. Now we've got fodder to pitch, so we can't, if we U pitch, that brings us down to 5. We need to go all the way down to 6 first, so we're gonna Kaya. Yeah, I'm totally fine Nojikoing that back, so we're gonna pitch that. We're gonna end up pitching a gavel. It's just too many gavels right now. Then do that, pitch a rubber band, draw 2. Then we've got 6. Okay, so yeah, this is rest a character. We will go ahead and Nojiko that away. Do that, and then we will hanger away, I guess, another gavel. It's just too many fucking gavels right now. But yeah, like they just haven't been able to play anything. Their hand is sitting at 9 right now. with an empty field because this is just an incredibly slow deck. It relies on having Cav to try and flood board, and so if you can deal with Cav the turn he comes out, especially with a 3,000 worlds, like, it's smooth sailing. And like here, they're probably gonna spend their attack this turn killing Hanger, which, you know, I'm fine with. Hanger's not an essential card right now. You know, obviously getting that one draw a turn is good, but, you know, we can live without that, and I'm happy to continue to have healthy life going into turns where they still only have 1 or 2 swings max. Because they can't replay a 5 cost because I'll just bounce it back and it'll be really funny. Okay, there we go. Tashigi. That's their solution, but that's Don that they had to spend. And now we're going to gavel. Now that we can't Nojiko cleanly, we might as well pitch her. Let's see, we got another Nojiko and a Nami. So, ironically, we would have actually been able to double Nojiko, Tashigi, and then X-Drake. Or we would have bounced Tashigi back and then bottom decked X-Drake. Oh well. It's fine, because we can do this. We'll replace Nojiko. We'll pitch the 3,000 worlds. Draw cards. Rest that. Do Sorry I'm Dead. We could try milling. Or I think yeah, because then they just rest Boodle, and I don't want that. Instead, we play out Boodle Swarm. Because now they can't Hody Jones all of them. And plus, we have tons of Don up, so they can't Hody Jones our Don. They can't Hody Jones our blockers. And since we have those blockers, we may as well take them while we've got them. Again, if he wants to Hody Jones the blockers down now, we still just gavel away the 3,000 worlds. Okay. I could 2K that. I think I want the card right now, actually. Yeah. I want that U more than I want anything else right now. Let's see. 6 into us. And then there we go. 10 cards left. 9 cards left. 7, 5, 4. We've got this. We totally have this. Okay, so pitch that. Draw those. Draw those. Do that. Pitch that. Draw those. Kaya. Pitch those. And win. And then we get the instant DC. That's how you know you played a good game. All right, I think we've probably got 1 or 2 more in us. Okay, it is another Green Bonnie. They're going first. I don't love this. Again, we have solutions for their plays, but I want velocity of my own. So I'm going to mulligan that. Okay, that's not nothing. It doesn't really make a ton of sense to play the Boodle because we're going to attack Bonnie next turn. And they'll just rest it, but I think that it still might be the right call. If they end up attacking it instead of us, then it is technically blocking. Or, you know, it's doing its job. Okay, or we could just take the block now. Pitch the Gunner card. Then we swing at Searcher. Do that, and then draw, pitch Gunner. Probably pitch Zeph as well, is my guess. We could pitch a Boodle, too. I think I want to pitch the Boodle, actually, because I want to Zeph the Kaya back next turn, perhaps. No, we're bottom decking Cav. We're bottom decking Cav 3,000% of the time. That's not allowed. And then we can Boodle again, or we can Kaya. Think I want to Kaya and search for more stuff. Probably pitch Rubber Band. Then leave a Don up for defense. If they decide to go big style on us. Okay, they're resting one of our Kayas. So that they can, cheat out something else. And we will, let's see, we're still pretty healthy. Yeah, we'll take this one. Because we are going to bottom deck that. Then we will play a Boodle. Then we'll play a U. We'll probably pitch an Apis. Draw 2. Okay, there's our first Nami of the game. That sweet, sweet turn 4 that we found it. Okay, now they're playing the defense. Okay, they've got blockers down. Trashing. Yeah, we might as well just block that. Wait, pitch a Kaya, that's rough. Take that. Okay, now we can go a little bit crazy style on them. Bounce that back, trash, hanger, and the other Zeph. That would have been kind of nice to have with all these blockers they have down. But c'est la vie. We could pitch the Shigi back to hand. I don't think that's worth it over the probably better play of Hanger drawing a card and then playing another Nami. Yep, they can have him. That, unfortunately, we have to give them as well. We could counter out and force them to commit, but then they're just going to do it with this blocker. But they're not going to want to do it with this blocker because then they're open to Zeph, and with only 3 cards in hand, that's spooky. So I'd say do that, we trash our Zeph, and then we 2K. And we force one of their bigger swings out, or they Mihawk. Okay. And then Cav. Okay, this is still a totally fine position for us because we can find another gavel. Yeah, pitch like that. Then, let's see, we've got 6, so let's do that. We're going to pitch a rubber band, draw 2. Pitch that. Draw 2. Let's see, 15. I'm gonna, yeah. Deploy that. Pitch the Nami. Pitch the Nami. Ooh, if we could just find something to bounce this. But no, they still have this blocker too. And this blocker. So Zeph connecting is not something we can realistically expect to happen. We can still go for this one. Yeah, then they just rest Zeph, so. Then the correct move is probably Hanger the 3K Worlds. And then Pilaf just kills us because we won't be able to defend. Yeah, I think this TCG actually really saved them. Okay, so we're going to counter out of this one. Ugh, I don't want to mill the Pilaf, but probably have to in order to live. Yeah, and then we pitch Kaya Zeph. Kind of rough. Another 9. That one we take. Trigger Pilaf. It finally happened for the first time tonight. 5. We rubber band that one. Okay. Yep. Then we 2K, but then they kill us with Mihawk when they attach all. Oh, if only they had attached 3, and no, it still would have been too much, unfortunately. Yeah, if the Pilaf drew us into something a little bit better. Yep. GG. See if they want a rematch. Nope. Okay. This time we will actually just try and connect into a Nami. And this is usually not a good sign when it takes this long. Sometimes it can take that long naturally, but usually it doesn't. I want to get at least one blue-yellow match in tonight, because again, that's the popular thing at Heroines. But yeah, and then we don't even have like a back out button, so we just have to wait for it to say like the network didn't connect properly, and unless we want to restart the whole program, and that takes even longer sometimes on my computer. So I think we'll just stick with it for now. Also because then I have to reconnect the video and everything, and I don't want to do that. Yep, there we go. Can't enter room. Refresh the lobbies. Let's try and connect again. It's once again failing. I think that was actually the same person we tried to connect to earlier. So if that doesn't work this time, which it looks like it's not working, then we'll just go ahead and host another one, because that we know works. But yeah, the games tonight have been pretty rough. We only saw like those 2 draw triggers so far. Not ideal in the least. I think it might have been a better call during that last Bonnie game to have taken a little bit more life early. Not countered out so aggressively. What are you complaining about, Cat? I don't even know where you are. You're hidden back there. But yeah, I think maybe just having more cards in hand and having more options would have been better for us. Okay, Carrot. Carrot wants to go first, so we'll take that. And we will get a really nice hand, especially if we can bottom deck the carrots. Yeah. Yep, there's Wanda. 8 cost carrot. There's another Wanda. Okay, so yeah, so they are going to be able to rest our Namis. We're not going to be able to get great use out of them or Boodles, unfortunately. But oh, this is not off to a good start. That is not ideal. Yeah, I'll do it like that. If we do both, they can only rest one. Yep, they hard play Zhao. Yep. So we've gotta, unfortunately, yeah, block that one. Yeah, we're not gonna get out of that, unfortunately. I forgot that, you know, they could attach that much with Zhao, but yeah, unfortunate that they're able to clear out all of our Namis that quickly. At least you take one of those out. Deploy that. Sorry, I'm a goner. Do that, and then peel off. Yep, we'll take that. No trigger. Okay, there's our bottom deck target. And then we can hanger away that. Then no real point in playing Nami because she will just die to a searcher. Better to fake a counter and use her for either fodder or for counter. I think we take this 5, get our trigger. Milakaya, that stinks. This one will counter. Yep, restands those. Take 1. Oh, do I want a 2K? I don't think I want a 2K, but I don't want to go down this early. So probably pitch those. Gooner out. Then we can Nojiko that one. Then we have bounce target for Zeph. Trash a peel off and a U, of course. One counter out of. Then as long as there isn't a second 8 cost carrot, we're probably fine. At least for this turn. There's the the other 8 cost carrot, and we are dead. Yeah, that's also, I think, a pretty rough matchup. They just can flood the board so effectively with Mystems, and, you know, they can kill all of our searchers and stuff. That's a pretty cursed matchup. Okay, let's see. Can we find one blue-yellow to finish this off? Okay, they're going first. This is a fine going second hand. Boa is probably the easier between Nami and Boa to play against because their characters are less Dawn efficient. They really do actually rely on triggering them out. And so if you don't actually hit them, then they never trigger them out and they have to play them. Like, they're setting up life. Like, yeah, having a weenie is good for them, but not so good that, like, there we go. No, we do not want to do that. That's going to be fodder for something else down the line. Do that. Let's grab another rubber band. I want to be a little bit pudding conscious this game, just in case. So I think we could Apis here, or we could peel off, but then we become a major pudding victim. I'm not sure I want to do that quite yet. Become the major pudding victim, that is. Like, Kaioing this back is just, that's such a waste of the Kaya, though, that we almost certainly just want to peel off, play this Kaya, or Nojikoing this back is what I meant to say. There, now we've got Nami's. That's really nice. Trash Gunner, trash and Apis. But yeah, this play is just, I don't know, when they autoplay this against Promo Nami, I kind of think they don't quite know what they're doing. Let's see, if they go 7, then we'll 2K, 1K. They're doing that, and that one we are going to probably just 1K out of. Make them commit that extra attack there. Then we can Nojiko that back to hand. Swing Kaya at Hiyori, so that never happens again. Like, okay, that's wrong. You never defend that, because now I just do this, and now you're down 2K, and I'm never hitting your face anyway, so now you're just down 2K if I decide to play a Zeph later. Then do that, trash that, probably trash a rubber band. Okay, there's Ran. Marguerite. So now they're starting to find more of their stuff. Yep, there's Gorgon Sisters. Trashing Perfume Femur. Okay. For this, I think we could just gavel to get deeper into the deck. That's going down pretty low in hand. But I think I'm fine with it. Oh, another gavel. Oh, do we want to just... Yeah. Yes, we do. The answer is yes, we do. Especially because we draw the 4th gavel. Which was always my plan, you see. That's rough. Zeph, mill those. What's this person thinking about? They trying to pitch their whole hand? Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, we could... So we don't have a ton to play this turn. So grabbing 3,000 worlds for Marguerite's actually really funny. And I want to do it. Especially because we reveal it, they know it's coming. We could also save it for Gorgon Sisters, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. I'd rather just have the threat gone sooner. Then we'll replace We're going to pitch Apis and then draw 2. That's really funny. That's really funny. But yeah, so now they draw their Don. They only drew the card, not the Don. Now we are in 9-cock territory. Yep, there it is. We get a U. So now we do pitch away the 3,000 worlds because there is no point in keeping that when 9-cock's on the field. We just milled 2 peel-offs. That sucks. Let's see if we can get a Gooner to pitch. Yep, we got a Gooner to pitch for you. There's another 3,000 worlds. We could do that away. I want to find a, yeah, peel off. There we go. Now the game knows what I want. Then we'll peel off. Deploy another Nami, because I see this game going at least another turn. And we could deploy the Hanger and probably pitch, yeah, 3K worlds. I don't think we need 4 Dawn up for defense. And again, we do want to be a little bit mindful of putting. So I think this is plenty. It's also just more targets for them to maybe want to swing into. Okay, this one we just rubber band out. Yep, there's another. Then this, we gavel. Trash from deck, and then 2K. Okay. So we can fully set up our deck with Namis, which I want to do. Because, yeah, we can take Goner, then have you drawn to you. So that's bottom 4. Then we can take 3,000 worlds. So you, and then you will draw Apis. And then Apis will draw kind of whatever we want. We should still position it. Yeah, that's fine, honestly. Okay, and so now we need to get 2 under to start drawing that. That could be, yeah, that's going to be done by doing Hanger and then deploying Kaya so that we can trash that and that. Then we deploy you, trash Boodle, draw 2, deploy you, trash Boodle, draw 2. I don't know if we have an event. Let's just stack the bottom of our deck. Yeah, we've got a rubber band. And so then we can Apis, blow up the rubber bands to grab that. And then the funny way to do it is with Hanger. And GG. All right, that's probably going to be all the practice I've got in me for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to leave a like and subscribe for the channel, I appreciate that. I'll probably doing more of these practices throughout the week. My goal is probably a few more times this week. So I've got another Heroines Battle tomorrow. Then Wednesday, I think I might be able to record some more. Then Thursday, I've got another one, but then I'll record more Friday and Saturday. So those should be coming out on those days. And I hope to see you there. All right. Have a good night, everyone, and see you next time.